Hello and welcome back to Miss Hewlett's music class. On this lovely Wednesday, we are going to continue our instrument inventions lessons while acknowledging that today is Red for Ed Day, which means you wear red to support all of the people in all of our education buildings who help make sure that all of our students are safe and that our faculty feels supported. So it's a pretty big deal, especially now that we're all online. And it's really important that we still have that sort of community that we can help support each other and help each other get through this. So you might be wondering why I'm wearing this weird mustache and a crown today, but little known fact, okay, there's this band called Queen. You might have heard of them. Their lead singer named Freddie Mercury wore a mustache that looks kind of like this one. Okay, and then I'm also wearing the crown so that way it shows that it's for Queen. But Queen actually invented quite a few things that helped out the music industry and changed a lot of rock and roll forever. So they were really known for a piece called Bohemian Rhapsody. That's their best known song. And that one was inventive in so many ways. They used opera in rock and roll. They created what's called a rock opera. Okay, A Night at the Opera is the name of the album that song came out on. They also, when Freddie Mercury one time was in a concert, his mic stand broke. And so what he decided to use was still use the broken part of the microphone that was still attached. And he wound up using that for the rest of his career. That was something that just happened on a whim, and he rolled with it, and it worked really, really well for him. So he had a microphone and then created his own invention out of it. Okay, that was something that already existed, but he created something out of it. Okay, another thing that Queen did that was pretty groundbreaking and affects the way that we now see music all the time and take in music was the music video. Bohemian Rhapsody was one of the first songs ever to have video put with it. And it wasn't the first music video ever to be played on MTV about 7 or 8 years later, but it was one of the first music videos ever. And it forever changed the way that music is brought to people, especially like you and me. When we listen to music anymore, we might listen to it on Spotify or on Pandora, but a lot of times music anymore is heard via music videos on YouTube or through all sorts of various ways that way, or on DVDs and shows and all those sort of things. So Queen really helped pave the way for that. And my mustache is falling off, so we're just going to take it off for right now. Okay, so Queen invented some things and also just kind of modified some things that were already existing. So I figured I would show you some of my instruments that might help inspire you to make an instrument kind of like it. So first we have the whiro. Looks kind of like a fish, okay? And you scrape it. So you might find something outside that you'd want to scrape and see what kind of sound it makes. Okay, we also have a boom whacker. In one of my earlier videos, I showed how to make a boom whacker out of a toilet paper tube. There's all sorts of cardboard tubes that make different sounds like boom whackers that you can just hit them on different things and they make different sounds. So that's always an option. We have drumsticks. You can make drumsticks out of pretty much anything. A lot of people use pots and pans with like wooden spoons to make a drum set. That's pretty popular. Just remember that if you play before anybody in your household says and they ask you to stop, you need to take the instrument away if you don't stop. Okay, they have that right. You need to respect other people that are in your household or in the place that you're staying, and respect the fact that they might not want to hear that music all the time, and that's okay. They might give you a specific time that you can play that instrument, but if I were that person, I probably wouldn't want to hear banging every single minute of the day, right? Otherwise, it doesn't sound as good, right? Music is meant to sound really good and for a certain amount of time. Okay, if you're just making sound for everybody to hear all the time, then it's not as special anymore. Okay, so remember that while we're going through our instruments. Alrighty, we have this one, which makes kind of a rattly sound. We used it around Halloween for like a skeleton sound, but I'd be curious to see if you can find anything at home that might make kind of a rattly sound. We have a tambourine. There's all sorts of things you can make a tambourine out of. I'd love to see what creative ideas you come up with. A drum, yet another one that you can make all sorts of different things with. Okay, so try to make a drum or some sort of percussion instrument. Most of these are percussion. Okay, and then the last one, I didn't realize that I had this in my box, but it's my dog's toy, but it makes a squeaky sound. Okay, so maybe you could find something that makes a squeaky or a crinkly sound. You hear the plastic in it? Poppy wants to come grab it. You want it? There you go. Oh, and I almost forgot the last one, the cowbell. Okay, you can make all sorts of bell sounds with different things outside, or you could even maybe record a bird chirping. That could make kind of a cowbelly sound. Or if you live anywhere by maybe a ranch or a railroad or something, there's a lot of metal over there that you could make some sort of a cowbell sound with. So those are your inspirations for today. Okay, have a great day, and I can't wait to see your instrument inventions tomorrow. Have a great Wednesday.